Okay. My name is Portia. I'm a co-founder of PMA. Peace Motion Alliance has been existing for a while. Can you help me here? It's been existing for 2 years now. When we started with collaborating people from different countries, whereby they'll meet online and have conversations online to exchange cultures and so on. People are, especially with between the countries, South Africa and Nigeria. So it started with the Unity Challenge, whereby we created many friends and so on. But at the moment, we saw that actually we can still continue with the action of doing the programs that will help the businesses. And so this is one of them. We started with starting a small business with a shoestring budget. And also we went on to the costing and pricing. We also went on to looking at the business of fine arts and the positioning of the finance and costing and pricing as well. So now we are opening up to inviting other presenters. I'll be giving over to Nkokheleng. She will tell us a bit about herself and then we'll get on to her presentation. Thank you. Nkokheleng? Nkokheleng? Sorry about that. I think she might be having some technical issues. Let me check with her and then we can continue. Okay. So basically, the Peace Motion Alliance, it's our mission. Sorry, I'm also communicating with Nkokheleng so that I can be able to help her to join. Okay. So the mission of Peace Motion Alliance is inspiring initiative that is dedicated to fostering unity and harmony amongst the diverse communities. So we are focusing on building oneness, actually, because in the past trainings that we had people from Kenya, we had people from Nigeria, we had people from South Africa. It's not only about the trainings that we do, but also we are trying to bridge the gap between the different cultures and beliefs and backgrounds, also promoting the understanding and the cooperation. Since in South Africa, we have a climate of xenophobia. So, and also we try to understand from both parties, the people who are chased out and the people who are in the country, and looking at what are the solutions that you can bring throughout. So now we have Nkokheleng. I see she's back. I'll, you can start. Nkokheleng, we met in, what did you mean to Nkokheleng? You're just an interesting person, I must say. So, yeah. You can take
Yes,
over.
we met at Josie Majosi. We had a G20 conference where we were trying to come up with ideas that make Johannesburg a better city for the G20. And that's where we met.
Yes, yes. So, do you want to
Yes.
tell us about yourself further and then we can start with the workshop?
Yes. So my name is Nkokheleng Skosana. I am a digital marketer, a brand strategist from the East Rand in Johannesburg. I'm currently studying as a craft design student. So I'm making interesting ceramics and textile designs with Imbali Visual Literacy Project. And yeah, I am happy to meet everyone. Welcome.
Mm.
Yes, and that is me. So we can start. Can we start, Portia?
Yes, yes, yes.
All right. Will you be sharing the screen or should I?
Uh, can you start share on your site? Let me quickly upgrade you to the host.
Okay, let's see. Let me know if
Okay, you have the control now. You can share.
you can my screen. Can you see my screen?
Yes, yes, we can.
All right, lovely. So today we're going to be talking about branding for small creative businesses. This is quite important because there's a lot of confusion when it comes to branding. A lot of small businesses don't know what branding is, or if they're starting branding, where do we start? So today we're going to make it a bit easier for everyone and just iron out everything so everyone has a nice understanding. And when we start, when you hear the word branding, what is the first thing that comes to mind? If you can just drop it in the chat below so we can see what people think branding is. When you hear branding, what is it? What is that thing? Does anyone have an idea? All right. And then we move on. So when we talk about branding, a couple of you might have thought a beautiful logo. I have a beautiful logo, therefore I have an amazing brand. I'm sorry to break it to you, but a logo is not a brand. A brand is an emotional connection that you form with your community. So a brand is how your business connects with people. And when people are buying into products or little t-shirts, nice ceramics that you're selling, they're not really buying the physical product, but they're buying a brand. So it's that emotional connection that you have with people. And how do you get an emotional connection with people? Through stories. So people are buying your story. There you have a beautiful t-shirt out at the market and people just gravitate towards it and they're buying it because it connects them to something. There's a story into it. And with this story, it forms a community. So a community is a successful brand acts as a campfire that gathers like-minded people. It connects all these people that have the shared stories, the shared emotions. It takes them to some special place. There's a connection. That is a brand. And you might be wondering, okay, what is this emotional connection, story, community? I just want to sell t-shirts. And with that, I just wanted to find out what kind of products are we selling in this group? Do any of you have an existing business? What does your business do? If you can pop that in the comments, that would be cool as well. Any questions before we move on? All right. I would say that's a no. Hello? Okay, great. All right. So a small creative business has superpowers. Superpowers way bigger than large corporations. Why? Because you're agile, you're authentic, you're human, and naturally you're closer to your community. So now we want to tap into your audience's emotions by sharing your why, your origin story, what you stand for, and your unique creative purpose. Everyone has a unique creative purpose. Everyone has a story. Everyone has ambitions and a community. And with building a brand, we're tapping into that. Right, move on. Um, so let's start with one of my favorite brands, Yinka Ilori. I don't know if anyone here is familiar with Yinka Ilori. Yinka Ilori is a British Nigerian multidisciplinary artist. He calls himself the architect of joy. So his brand is quite vibrant, full of color, very playful, and it's usually stuff that brings community together because he does a lot of installations. You know, for Mother's Day, he did this beautiful mural that says, "Still under your umbrella." And with this mural, he was referring to his late mother. This was an ode to the mother because the mother, you know, was Yinka's guide. And even though she had passed away, in Mother's Day, Yinka used the connection that he had with the mother to kind of put out this installation for people out there. Any questions? Okay, cool. Yeah. So he does amazing murals, very bright, very colorful, something that you won't miss. And I think he's such a great example of a brand, you know, because when you look at it, you can see if you know Yinka Ilori, you know that this is his stuff. It's quite consistent throughout, even with his collaborations. You can see there's a little beats by Dre Speaker. He did a collaboration with them, and he's got his beautiful flowers, bright, playful, geometric shapes. That's kind of his signature, the geometric shapes, the bright colors, the playful nature. That's Yinka Ilori and his playful brand. We've got another amazing brand. This brand is Makosa. Makosa is a South African brand, and this brand is born out of Uweluka. In Xhosa culture, young boys go to the mountain for initiation, and when they come back, hello?
Hi, we're here.
Hello.
We're here.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Marshall. Welcome.
Thank you. Sorry for
Yes,
joining very late.
it's okay. It's okay.
No
It's
problem,
okay.
Abigani. You can just mute your mic so you listen to the presentation. Yeah.
Yes, yes, please. Yes, as we were saying, so we've got Makosa, which is a very bright, you know, bright geometric shaped brand as well, quite distinct. If you see it once, you'll recognize it. He has a very, very strong brand, which was born out of initiation. So when young Xhosa boys go to initiation, when they come back, they have to get rid of all their clothes and get new clothes. So this is where the brand started, where he wanted to create something that is authentically Xhosa, but also speaks to the modern world. And that is how Maxhosa was created. Very bright colors, very beautiful. I'm sure a couple of you guys have seen it out there. It's very, very nice. Um, and the third brand that I also like, this is from Ghana, AAKS. So now this is also a brand with such a strong story. This brand was, you know, is made locally by Ghanaian women. It is born out of preserving craftsmanship. Very strong story of Ghanaian people preserving their culture, preserving the craftsmanship, preserving history, you know, bringing people together to celebrate something that is authentically Ghanaian, a very strong story. So with the three brands that I just shared, Yinka Ilori, Matkosa, and AAKS, we're seeing these brands tell stories. They're saying something. Yinka Ilori is talking about joy. He calls himself the architect of joy. Matkosa, proudly South African, proudly Xhosa, talking about preserving Xhosa culture, how people dress, these young boys that become men and are adorned in Xhosa regalia. AAKS, Ghanaian, preserving Ghanaian culture, preserving Ghanaian craftsmanship, bringing people together, creating employment. All these brands that I've just shared are saying something. And I think that's why we're drawn to it, because somewhere, somehow, they're tapping into that story that we all share. They're tapping into community. They're tapping into emotions. And that's why they're such strong brands. Any questions, guys? All right, that's my cue to move on. Right, so building a visual identity and creating consistency across platforms. So now I have my beautiful business. I have t-shirts. I want to sell these t-shirts. And I've created a brand for myself. I'm selling these t-shirts because let's think of something. What do you think would be a nice brand story? What story would people connect to? You can unmute yourself, guys, and just share a word. What do you think would make a strong brand? What story is untapped? Hey, guys. Marshall? Okay. All right. We can move on. Yes, so we've spoken about Yinka Ilori from a British Nigerian artist. We've spoken about Makosa Africa. We've spoken about AAKS from Ghana. And they're very strong brands. They're strong brands. And now, what actually makes them strong brands? Beyond the story, beyond the stuff that's not tangible. Obviously, we need to share this stuff out there on social media, share it with the world on our websites, share it on our WhatsApps. How do we do that beyond just saying it connects us to craftsmanship, it connects us to, our heritage, our story? How do we do that? We do that through doing a visual identity, building a brand identity. So this is transitioning from the emotional story to the more tangible stuff, a logo, typography, a color, visual punctuations that make people see who you are. That Nike swish, everyone knows. You think swish, you think Nike. How do we do that? We do that through a visual identity. So I don't know if you can see here, this is what my left. Yeah, on my left, I've got Yinka Ilori's signature visuals. As I said before, he uses a lot of geometric shapes, a lot of bold colors, It's quite playful. It looks like something that was done by a kid, because he's tapping into that youthfulness. This is his visual identity. He puts it out there. Everything that he does shares this. It shares the colors, it shares the shapes, it shares the feel, the playful nature, because that's his brand. With Umathosa, there he is in the middle, Uladuma, rooted in Xhosa beadwork. If anyone knows Xhosa beadwork, it's that zigzag, that playful nature. And you can see how Mathosa has used the layout, the styling of the beadwork with his weaving and creating these beautiful clothes and beautiful fabrics. Using inspiration from the beadwork, he's got the zigzag, he's got the shapes on his apparel. And you can see this, hello. Okay, and you can see this in everything that he produces. You know it's a Makosa print when you see it. Very, very strong. And then on my right, I have got an AAKS bag, a raffia bag. You can always tell, it's got those bright colors, very African, strong colors, bold, black, a very strong identity. If you see this kind of bag, it's an AAKS bag. You see the styling of it. Everyone has a different way of expressing themselves. I like these because all these brands are very bright. All these brands are very strong in colors and shapes, but everyone is using the colors and shapes in their own way. Now, I don't know if you guys have any questions. Any questions, guys? It would be nice if we had questions and we could engage each other, ask each other questions. Any questions? Okay. All right, we can move on. All right. So now you have your beautiful brand and t-shirts. You've got your story to tell. You're ready to put it out there, and you have to deal with the tricky world of social media. You don't know what goes where, how. You just put whatever it is that you have, a beautiful picture of this t-shirt that you created. You put it on Facebook, you put it on Instagram, put it on TikTok, and you move on. However, consistency doesn't mean posting the exact same thing everywhere. It means adapting your brand story to fit the platform's strength. So I don't know if anyone here is on Instagram. Anyone on Instagram? Anyone on Facebook?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So you're on
Yes,
Facebook, Instagram.
yes, I'm on Facebook.
You're on Facebook. And do you have a business?
Um, no, though I have, but I'm not
Yeah.
posting.
You're
Yeah,
not posting.
I have a business, but
Oh, nice.
it's not working now. But I'm building an NGO, Educate
Oh,
Africa.
Educate Africa. Oh, nice.
Yeah,
So,
Educate Africa is a girl child initiative.
oh, beautiful. When did you start the business?
4 months ago, though I'm still raising funds for CAC registration before I will now go and look for a donor that
Oh,
will sponsor any of my projects.
okay. All right. That's beautiful. Thank you so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And how are you using social media? You said you haven't posted before yet. Is there any reason why?
Not really. I just go in Facebook, look at news feed, and that is all. And
And
chat
that
with
is
few friends. That is all.
okay. All right. Okay. Cool. So hopefully after this, you will have content to share on your social media platforms.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All right.
Sure. So now, consistency doesn't mean posting the exact same thing everywhere. It means adapting to your brand story to fit the platform's strength. Now, this is quite important because social media platforms don't work in the same way. They're quite different. And it's important that we're able to understand how each platform works so that we can get the best out of it. A good example, on my left, I've got a poster here of Yinka Ilori. He did a collaboration with Verve Le Clou called Chasing the Sun. This post that I put up, that orange beautiful one, was on Instagram. So now, Instagram is a very interesting space. Instagram works as a storefront. A lot of the people that go onto Instagram go for the visuals. It's the very stylized content, It must be engaging. They're bored within 3 seconds if something you're posting doesn't look nice. So it's a very visually led platform. And when posting on Instagram, we need to understand that people there they don't like reading. They like looking at things. So whatever it is that you're looking to communicate on Instagram has to be visually strong, because they just want to see nice things and move on. Yeah, Instagram works as a portfolio. So if you are in a t-shirt printing business, this is where you would post your pictures, da 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 da, t-shirt 1, t-shirt 2. Hey, I've got a new collection. Check out my link in bio. This is where you grab the people. You're pulling people to go in, because they're just captured by the beautiful visuals. It's a very tricky space. It's great for content creators, people in the fashion industry, people in the craft design industry, where you are selling beautiful products and you want people to go into your website to go find out more. Yeah. So, any questions on Instagram? Anyone on Instagram? All right.
Hi.
Hello, hello. How are you?
I'm fine. So, my question is this. You said Instagram is more like a place for visual content.
Yes.
So if you do more of writings, that is, you're not really getting the audience because everybody just wants to swipe, and all that.
Yeah.
So coming to running an organization like an NGO, you know, most of NGO stuff deals with writings. You get.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So now, how do you manage that on IG?
Okay. So, it's thank you so much for asking that question. So now there's actually more platforms beyond Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. There's a space called LinkedIn. I don't know. Are you on LinkedIn?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So especially with um, businesses such as NPOs, NGOs, LinkedIn would be the perfect platform because I believe when you are sharing the content, you are either looking for a sponsor, you are looking for more people to be a part of the organization, or you are looking for grants and collaborations. Am I correct?
Yes, yes.
Yes. So having spaces like LinkedIn, where it's more business people, where it's more serious things. So in LinkedIn, LinkedIn is money. That's where we are. We're talking to the CEOs, we're talking to the HR people, we're talking to the people who are grant appliers, people who are working within the money space, big money space. That is LinkedIn. And it allows for you to share your business profile, which Facebook and Instagram kind of don't do that for NGOs because Instagram is high visuals, pretty, 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 pretty all the time. People don't really look deep, but on LinkedIn, people actually go deep to research what is your NGO about? What is your NPO about? How can we tap in? So there's more platforms that are out there that aren't really dubbed social media platforms because they're more business. I think LinkedIn would be the best place for you. When it comes to Instagram, Instagram is more visuals of groundwork. You're going out, perhaps your NGO. What does your NGO do?
It's Peace Motion Alliance, and what we basically do is see how we unite the world together.
Okay, right. That's beautiful. So, with Peace Motion Alliance, stuff like this. So um, we're having this workshop, and it's an African workshop. There's people from Nigeria, there's people from South Africa, there's people from all around Africa. We're coming together to meet. How I would use Instagram in this space is having the people that are coming through to say, one, here's a picture of Nkokheleng. Nkokheleng is a craft design student. She's a brand strategist and a social media manager, meeting up with Marshall, who is of Peace Alliance, meet connecting people of the diaspora. connecting people of the continent. We're sharing profiles of these people. I'm sharing a profile of Marshall. I'm profiling him. Marshall does this, 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 this. To read more on what he does, visit the link in bio. So it pulls them to the website, you know? I don't know if I'm answering you.
Yeah, very well.
All right, thank you so much. Yeah, so Instagram would use it like that. Facebook would be a great place to profile the spaces that you're going into. Let's say you are doing an activation in Senegal. You know, like we talk about Senegal in Facebook. Facebook allows you to share more stories, to go deeper, to form communities, you know. You see the people that follow you, that share your stuff, that you are in a community with on Facebook. You're able to go deeper. It's not like Instagram. Instagram is a bit shallow. Facebook, you can go deep, you know, you can have a community of people sharing stuff. You see them, you're in the same spaces. You can profile different spaces. You can ask people, you know, if we wanted to go to Cameroon and do an activation and, you know, bring Peace Alliance there, how do we do it? People are able to engage you on Facebook more freely. It's not as superficial, if I may say. LinkedIn, very business, very money. This is where we go with our business profile. We go with our NPO numbers, our registrations. We're talking getting grants. We're talking getting sponsorship. We're talking growing our community even deeper. Does that make sense? Hello?
Yeah, hello.
Okay. Does that make sense?
Very well. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Marshall. So, yeah. Uh, so, yes, Facebook, as I said, it's more community. It's like the community lounge where you can tell in-depth stories and you can share links. People are sharing. You can start communities there and people will be able to engage with you. You see what they're doing. It's more friendlier. It's like family. Um, you know, it's built for longer conversation. It allows you to write deeper and behind the scenes stories, you know, um, without them being cut off. Plus, unlike Instagram, you can drop direct links directly onto your post, making it perfect for guiding people straight to your WhatsApp, catalog, booking links, or donation pages. Yeah. And so I just wanted to, you know, engage people with their brands. If we're starting a business, when starting a brand, when you want to sell something, when you know that something is calling you, but you don't know how to position it, it's very important when you are starting a brand to ask yourself, what story are you telling? What story are you telling with your business, with your organization? What story are you telling? That's quite important. It's also important to ask yourself, what problem are you solving? Because as we can see, if I take you back, with Yinka Ilori, his mother passed away, and he wanted to spread joy. He wanted to remind people of the beautiful things that are out there, of childhood innocence. And that's the story he's telling. He's sharing the brightness, he's sharing the light, he's sharing the shape, he's sharing the playful nature. That's his story, spreading joy. What problem is he solving? He is solving grief. He's solving depression, which is a very, very big thing that's happening right now. With regards to Makosa, you know, what story is he telling? He's preserving his heritage. He's preserving Xhosa heritage. He's telling the story of young Xhosa boys who are becoming men, who are becoming independent, who are dressing themselves and becoming independent. That is Amaxhosa. That's the story he's telling. with regards to AAKS, what story are they telling? They are telling the story of craftsmanship Ghana. They are telling the story of a heritage, the raffia bags that come from Ghana. They're preserving it and they're sharing it with the world. What story are they telling? They're preserving a heritage. What problem are they solving? They are solving the problem of first world countries being the ones that steal designs from Africa to go out there and sell them as theirs. They're owning their story. They're owning Black Africa stories. So, yeah, it's quite important that when we start our businesses, when we start our brands, we truly ask ourselves, what problem are we solving? We ask ourselves, what story are we telling? Yeah, and thank you very much. I think I can open it up to questions. If you have questions, I would really, really appreciate them. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nkokheleng, for a beautiful presentation. As you said, we would love to open the floor for questions.
Thank you.
Anyone who has a question can raise their hand and then we can have conversations. Or if you need any advices about your business and how you branded it and how and like advice where you want to take it, you are welcome to ask or comment on any of those. Anyone? Okay, Marshall.
Okay. Good evening once again. And thank you very much for this wonderful presentation. I must say, it's really enlightening and educative. So my
Thank you.
question is this: wanting to start a new business, and it's small, and getting a registration and all that, you don't have the finances to do that. Can you begin to run the business with your brand, your branded logo, the brand information, and all, pending when you get to register the business?
Okay, so with regards to that, I'll let you in on a little secret. So I have a business. My business is called CCC. It's a craft business. I recently got an order and I have started running with the business. The business hasn't been registered yet because I didn't have the money, but the orders started coming in. And I can't stop the orders and say, no, I'm not registered yet. I need to get the funds so I can actually register the business and I can comply. So personally, I've decided to run with the business and then will I register the business, because registration and all of that also require money. I think if you start on a small scale, it's not going to be a train smash. The big problem is when you start pulling in the large numbers and you're still not tax compliant and you're still not registered, that becomes a problem. But if it's small scale and I'm selling 1, 2, 3 products, Nyana, I don't think that it might be a major problem. I don't know if Portia could perhaps step in with that.
Yes. Usually I advise people that when you have an idea and wanting to start the business, it's better to start than rushing to register. Because sometimes you rush to register the business and we don't have the capacity of the paperwork, the compliance in all the complexities of being compliant when it comes to business. So it's better to try it out. And I'm talking from experience. I started Intertrade as Twined Words and I rushed to registering. And I didn't have the capacity to even take big orders. I didn't have the capacity. I didn't have the knowledge to comply with taxes and all those things. So it became dormant because I was getting exhausted. So I needed to relearn, like teach myself what is it that the business required and manufacturing, because I was good in that part. And then that's when I dived deeper into the business side of the design industry. So yeah, my advice would be start first, test it, and then if it is working, then you can register. I hope it answers Michelle's question. Okay. Any more questions? I saw on the comment, good boy Mercedes saying that they are running a brand new gifting company, and he says we create beautifully curated gift hampers for all occasions, started on Mother's Day, assisting friends and family put together thoughtfully gifts for loved ones. Will you like to tell us more about your business?
Hi, everybody. My name is actually Didi. I'm using Good Boy's laptop because he's
Okay.
my husband.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I don't have a laptop. But anyway, yes. So this is a brand new gifting company that I've just started a month ago, actually, on Mother's Day. Um, I personally, my background is in IT telecoms, and I've been working in IT telecoms for over 15 years now. A very ungrateful industry because when people's internet is working fine and everything is fast, nobody ever calls you to say, "Hello, Didi. Thank you so much. Today, everything is great." It's always stupid IT, this and that. People upset with things not going well. But with gifting, all of the compliments and the happiness and people giving you feedback that they're happy with what you have done for them, I think it got to my head and I was like, wow, guys, I think this is what I need to do before I die. I just need to see people being happy and thanking me. That's about it about the business. So in the business, we actually just do gifts, personalized gifts. We would incorporate things that are done by other people, like if somebody's printing T-shirts and I'm doing something for a youth day type of an event, I would incorporate T-shirts for young people, and yeah, we just brainstorm with my kids and create gifts.
Okay, sounds great.
It's
Yeah, it
fun.
sounds so
It's
beautiful.
fun.
I'm glad you like it. Yeah,
I'm
it's
glad
such
I
a
like
great
it too, man. It's
business.
great.
Yeah, yeah, it's such a great business for people who are very sentimental, sharing
Yes.
gifts, being seen. It's such a great business. And yeah, well done.
Thank you so much, guys.
Sure.
Wonderful platform. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, before we go to Michelle, do you have Instagram page or Facebook? Are you on socials? How do people get hold of you?
You know what? I actually joined this platform because it was talking about branding. I'm a social media illiterate. I actually have no social media presence. And when a friend of mine who sent me this was like, you know what, you need this because to actually grow your business and to get it out there, you need to be seen. So that's actually the reason why I joined. And as Nkokheleng was talking, I thought to myself that, you know what, maybe Instagram might be for me because you create gifts, you take pictures, you post them. And if people like what they see, then I'll be getting a bunch of orders because currently my support system is from friends and family, people who know what I can do.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
we all start there. So I
yeah,
think after this session, you'll think about how are you
indeed,
going to, what do you want to see on your Instagram instead in terms of
definitely.
the
Yeah,
colors, story, and all the things that Nkokheleng has been telling us about.
yep.
Marshall, I see your hand up.
Hi everyone. Good
Alright.
evening, good boys.
Mashallah.
Actually, I really want to talk about your gifting business. So, at this point, do you deliver internationally, like worldwide?
Oh, not yet, Marshall. And I would love to get there. But currently it's locally in Johannesburg, and I do other provinces if we are in agreement with my customers.
Well, that's a great one. It's a great start. Okay, when you
Thanks,
start
man.
businesses like this, all you need to do is you be consistent in it, continue to push, even where
Right?
you see challenges. You just have to look for a solution to jump and pass, because
And there
definitely
is a
challenges. Yeah, you say?
sorry, I was just about to say that, and there is challenges because everything needs finances, and yeah, guys, currently it's a bit tough out there. Hey,
Yeah, sure.
yeah,
Because challenges will definitely come. For a business to stand firmly, challenges will
yeah,
come. So
sure,
you just need to look for a way to overcome it. Are you still standing firmly when the challenge comes, or it just weigh you down? Never allow it to weigh you down. And like you said, you don't know much about social media, and with this presence here, you are going to get yourself into the social media space. IG is for you. Instagram is for you. Let's see
yeah.
how we'll put you through, get your fan base, and voila, we are all going to be there. Thank you.
Well said, man. Thank you.
Okay. Um, a question to Nkokheleng. I have been running interior, not even interior before, interior accessory business. But first, as I said, that I started with my business being Twine Words. And then because of the fallout of it, when I got back to it, I got my why, which led me to now renaming it Interthread. So now, here, my Instagram is the other times when I look into it, but it's getting better. The other times when I used to look at it, I felt like, yo, it says Paza shop. Is not, there's no consistency in it. But then at the same time, I'm like, when I started cleaning it up and trying to make it look more professional and like trying to create a story on it that is all about threads and so on. But now I'm more into the telephone wire side. So because I started with knitting, it was more like my business was more focusing on threads. It's either being wire or wool or straps of fabric and so on to create beautiful products. But now the visibility is more on the telephone wire, and I want to still jump back into knitting and so on. How do I bring these things back together, like close and cohesive together, so that it doesn't look like a spaza shop a lot like before, whereby I'm just doing blobs and things and many things, then I'll be touching this and that? How do I bring all those mediums together and like making sure the story is still there and the consistency is still there, like the branding consistency?
Great question, Portia. So, what is your why? Why are you doing what you're doing?
My why is creating beautiful products using a thread.
Okay. So now you are creating beautiful products using a thread. You're threading everything and you are exploring, right? You
Yeah.
might just find something else that you want to thread in the future. And I think what's important to do is to communicate that you're exploring, one, and so that you're not overwhelmed with the telephone wire, this and that and that. You have to look at whatever it is that you're offering as a part of a campaign. So let's say this week you have discovered telephone wire, and you have done your lampshades, you have done your baskets, you've done so many products using telephone wire. So group them together. It is the telephone wire collection. It is the telephone wire campaign. So instead of you panicking to say, oh, it looks like I'm all over the place, say to your customers, I have discovered telephone wire and I'm exploring telephone wire, and seeing its limits. So I'm going to be focusing on telephone wire. Next thing, you discover spaghetti is threadable. You know, you also communicate that this is the season of spaghetti. Right now, we have discovered that if you do this to spaghetti, you can thread with it. And it's that collection, it's the spaghetti collection. So there's the telephone wire collection, there's the spaghetti collection. It's not going on social media all at, like, not everything is going there all at once. So if you're
Okay.
focusing on telephone wire, do telephone wire. If you're focusing on the spaghetti, do the spaghetti. But it makes sure that you're communicating with your audience to say, this is still a part of threading. Right now, we are exploring this material. Next time, we're exploring this material. So constantly communicate that. I don't know
Okay.
if
Sounds great. I'm actually visualizing it as you're speaking on how
yeah,
I can do that.
because you see, even look at stores like Mr. Price, Woolies, or whatever. With every season, they change clothes, they change colors, but then they know, okay, if we're going to do browns, this is the color of the season. Everything is brown. They haven't changed their quality, they haven't changed their focus. They've just changed the color because that's the color of the moment. They communicate, this is winter wardrobe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Have
it
I
sounds good. It sounds great. So, in terms of editing this page, do I need to now go back and actually delete because that old part, it looks messy. Is it safe? Will you say, is it okay to actually remove what is there, which are at the bottom part, which I'm not happy with, and actually keep or do I say, okay, this is where I started, and now that growth can be visible? What can you advise with that?
You can archive the old things. Do you know how to archive? There's a
Yes.
little button. Yes, you can archive the old things. Perhaps you still love them. That's where you started. You still like seeing them. You can archive them so that you clean out your page, and then you go in to say, I will be introducing this range, this collection. I have started something new. Take them on that journey. That's where the storytelling comes in. Taking people on a journey. Why is it that you're doing what you're doing? Yes, you've archived all the other stuff, they can't see it. So take them on this new journey that you're on.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have any more questions from the floor? Okay, Marshall.
Okay, so my question is this. In every social media presence you're looking for, it's still like you networking, getting to meet people, to make connections and all that. And I want to ask more like, should I say I'm deviating a little bit? But I just think I should ask. Network marketing, it's more like a business of its own. Now, if you are starting as a networker, and you want to do it full time, how do you create your presence online, knowing fully well that there are critics everywhere? Because most people criticize it because they feel like they couldn't persevere to actualize their goals. So now, how do you use the social media space to, bring it out to limelight?
Thank you so much. Great question, Marshall. So, with regards to network marketing, a lot of people are pessimists, you know. The reason why they become pessimists is because the people that are into network marketing sometimes are not consistent. So, sometimes I am selling this product and now this is what I believe in. It's amazing. And 2 weeks later, I have jumped onto something else and now I embody that. And that's amazing, not the stuff I was selling previously. That's the stuff. So the inconsistency is the thing that makes it, that makes it lose its credibility. How to now position yourself as this network marketer? One, you are a salesman. That's what you do. You sell things for a living, you know? So position yourself as a salesman. This is, I sell things for a living. I am able to convince people. I'm a networker, I'm able to like form communities. Sell yourself, not the product that you are now selling, but you are the person that's selling. You are the salesperson. You are the professional networker, not the product. Because now, if you are happily into Avon and it's amazing, and next week you are selling Average Lane because Avon is horrible, people are not going to trust you. So sell yourself, not the thing that forms the network, not the Avon network, not the Average Lane network, but you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, sure. Very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Marshall.
Mm. It does make sense in a way because I've looked at the Instagram page of a lady who's based in Durban. I don't know her name, but she goes by Panda Prunier. That's her ID. She has 7 businesses, and somehow she links all these businesses. There's no one business that ties her image to it. Like as you're saying that once you start showing yourself as a present, yeah, as a seller of this product, and then your face stick to it, and then when you come with something else, people start having trust issues with you. So this woman will always talk about every time when she starts making the content, she'll be like, I'm a pandapreneur and I have 7 businesses. And then she will say, today I'm going to a, a car wash or take a wash or cafe or library or bookshop, that's how she introduces herself. I think that could be an idea for a person who's doing the network marketing, like separating, actually, you're saying separating yourself from the brand and let the brand stand alone
Yes,
from
that's
a
true. Mm.
yes. Yeah, that's great. So I also wanted to ask a question because I heard many things, especially when it comes to branding. And there's the part of personal branding. We just touched a bit on it now when we talked about being a salesperson. So personal branding. Um, as you know me, Nkokheleng, I'm a business skills trainer. I do costing. People know me for costing and pricing, and then I also have the business called Putsuko, where I sell the health stuff, spices, teas, and grains. And then I also always talk about health. And then there's Intertrade. And then how do you like collect yourself as like how do you brand yourself within your and also PMA as well. I'm a founder of Peace Motion Alliance as well. So how does one present all these, like how do you brand yourself? Because I believe that when you having all these social media platforms, you have all these pages and then there's yours. And then somehow people will know you as founder of these other spaces. And then what I want to ask is when it comes to personal branding, How does it work? I'm
Okay.
trying to. I don't know whether you understand me, but the personal branding yourself as a human being, like branding yourself as Portia, branding yourself as Nkokheleng.
Okay. So yeah, that's a very relevant question, especially now with influencers and yeah, people selling stuff on the internet. So with personal branding, it's about actually like branding is a personality. Branding is a personality. It's who you are. You're this multidisciplinary person, you know? Multidisciplinary is a word that has been used by a lot of people that are into multiple ventures. They are ceramicists and designers, and they do all these kinds of things. Titling yourself, well, not titling, but presenting yourself as a multidisciplinary engineer, multidisciplinary creative, multidisciplinary, I'm trying to find the words here, but being a multidisciplinary shows that you do have these multiple expressions of your creativity. You're not bound to one. And uh, in your personal social media, it would be nice to kind of mention all that. Founder of Butsoho, co-founder of, Peace Motion Alliance, co-founder of, to mention all those things, to show the multidisciplinary as well, because you are involved in all of them, and all of them do require your creativity and input. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, I think so.
Yeah. And
Okay.
it's good to ask yourself, like, you can't really be super great at everything, you must
Mm-mm.
ask yourself, like, what are you genuinely great at? What are you good at? What do you enjoy talking about? Like, what's that one thing? If people ask you, hello, Portia, how are you? What do you do? Like all Joe Burgers do. What's the one thing that you're going to say first? What do you do? You know? I don't know.
I'm I'll say I'm a creative. That's what I say.
A multidisciplinary creative.
Okay.
you know? Multidisciplinary creator. Because that's what you do. Is that what you're good at? That's your superpower.
Yeah, I would say that. I would say that because when it comes to advising about designs and colors and things, more like product development,
Mm-hmm.
I have people approaching me for that. And then when it comes
Mm.
to costing and pricing and market positioning yourself, like as a business and so on, people will ask me about that. And
Mm.
then and people will ask me about health issues, like what can I drink? I have this for this long because
Mm.
I'm always that person who looks into the food that deep. What are you consuming? Does it do for you? What can
Mm.
you use in your kitchen counter that can actually help you before you even run for conventional medicine? I'm that person. So that's what people see.
Oh, okay. So who are you helping? Who are you helping, and how do you help them
Um
with
I'm
all these
help
offerings? Who are you helping?
I'm helping uh creatives in the entry level,
Uh-huh.
and also the ones who are well in business. Sometimes they'll come to me and ask for advice with few things, like especially with the running of the business, the back end, the books
Mm-hmm.
and all that. And then and
How
then
do you help them?
hmm?
So who are you helping, and how do you help them?
Okay. With the creatives in the entry level stage, it will be more about the product development. Does my product look good? Will it sell? Where can I sell it? And then that's when I'll help them with do the market research. This is how you do your market research. Who do you want to sell to? How do you ask? What are the questions you ask yourself? And what are the things that you search for when you want to sell to specific people, so that you understand your target market? Such questions. And then the people who are in business, it will be more about they ask different things, especially when they don't understand when they don't trust their numbers anymore. Because what I've noticed, the people who are creative, they don't look into books a lot, even if they can have accountants and bookkeepers and so on. So they will ask me, can you check for us? We are not sure whether we are growing or not. What is it that we are doing wrong? How can you grow? What advices do you have for us to grow? And then I have the housewives, the rich ones.
The ones we like.
Who are just looking for beautiful things. That's where I sell my interthread. Like that's my goal. And the other thing, the housewife will like to just get out of their houses and have a tea, and I'll do the workshops with them, small workshops, crocheting flowers, and I'll get paid for that. Doing brooches, small things. They just want to get out of the house, and I know lots of that. And that's where my money is, honestly.
So you're helping people get their numbers right. You're helping people, get stimulated mentally. You're helping people also, eat right. Very holistic stuff. Like, so you are like a holistic creative. Like, you're dealing at the money, the lifestyle, the mental health. You're dealing with all of it. Somewhere in there is the word holistic. A holistic creative. Who are you helping? The creatives. Why? How are you helping them? You're helping them be whole. Yeah. So it's somewhere in there. A holistic creative something.
Holistic creative. I think I can put that together,
Yeah.
I'm thinking on how can I connect all these things very well together. And the other thing is and the other thing I forgot to mention is what we are doing now, connecting people to the right place and getting help with their businesses. I'm so passionate about creative businesses and the growth. So this is the other thing. The Peace Motion Alliance is the other thing.
Sure.
It's like connecting people. Even in the midst of war, there should be a solution. Hence, I will not just focus in South Africa, but I'll focus everywhere in the world, whenever I can find help, whenever I can connect a specific person with the other person somewhere far in the other lands for help, because I believe that we are interdependent. Like, I cannot depend on myself to grow.
That's true. You need a community
to help me with branding. There has to be, other people to help me with specific things. So yeah, also that.
Hey, there's a lot there. And it's all
a holistic. It's
holistic something. Holistic creative consultant.
Maybe. Yeah,
Maybe.
holistic. It sounds good, actually.
The holistic creative consultant.
All right. I'll play with that. Yeah. And then also, speaking about the branding, I will ask another question. But if there's anyone who like to ask a question and then we can close if you don't have any question. The
Yes.
question I want to ask is,
Oh.
sounds good, Marshall.
Yes.
Holistic creative consultant. I'm going for it. Okay.
Yeah.
So the other question, as I said, I want to ask, does branding affect the market positioning and the price?
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes. So if you can, obviously, if you go deeper into the story,
Here you are weaving, and it's linked to some kind of practice, some ancient practice. Where does the threading come from?
Pardon?
Where does the threading come from?
The threading, like right now, with every weaving technique I
Mm-hmm.
do, I always make sure that I get the story right.
Yes. So the
Like
story.
I would,
Yeah.
yes, I would always say to people, I'm based in Joburg, and Joburg is a very vibrant place.
Mm-hmm.
First thing, like telephone wire is what I'm using. So there's a history behind the telephone wire. There was no material, and then there were Zulu people coming from KwaZulu Natal with no materials, natural materials in Johannesburg, and the fact that they cannot bring the materials from home because Johannesburg, the weather is different. So they discovered the telephone wire. That's the story. And then with the techniques will be, because Joburg is full of people, full of cultured people from different parts of the world. Like right now, I'm doing looping weaving. And
Yeah.
so looping weaving it was discovered in Peru. So you understand, I'm in
Mm-hmm.
Joburg, I'm doing something from Peru, and I'm combining it with the telephone wire that is discovered by the Zulu men in Johannesburg during the apartheid days. So yeah, such examples, I will create a story around it and opening it, just open the story up that will create an interest on people.
You're truly threading. Yeah. You know, the story is the story and the networks, one. It's the things that determine the price of the product and that affect the price of the product. So no matter how amazing the product is, where it is sold will then determine how people perceive the product. If you are weaving, well, you are threading, and you are selling your beautiful creations, gamai mai, at a street market, it affects
Yeah.
because now the people around are the ones that are going to be buying. Now they can't buy expensive things, so you have to drop your prices. But if you decided to go open up a store in Hyde Park, if you decided to go open up a store in Hyde Park, and you blasted that story that this is that these threads are putting the whole world together with techniques from Peru inspired by the people of KZN who lived in Johannesburg, and you are putting this story together, and it's there and people are connecting with it because my grandfather was in KZN, and my uncle was born in Peru. It's putting people's stories together, and it's there in Hyde Park being sold in a fancy store. It's going to be expensive. Where you sell your products determines your price because the people around that area, people around, people in those networks are the ones that are going to be buying your products. So your branding needs to be top notch. Your story needs to be intact. It needs to connect with people emotionally. It needs to be telling a story. It needs to be a part of a community. You know. So
Okay.
where you are and what story you're telling will determine your price.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's a very interesting thing because now look at. I'm trying to think of a brand that's okay. Yes, look at a brand like Batu. You know, Ipatu has the potential to become one of the greatest brands, but the fact that their product, their material comes from China is not is not is not making things sure. You know? And
Yeah.
also, hey,
No, I'm listening.
the fact that Ipatu sources their materials from China, even if they assemble them here, they can't really come up with that great story of where these products come from. Where, the people that make them, there's no story on that. Who are the people that make them? Where are these materials from? Whose story are they telling? They've lost a couple of things, which means that they can't really grow. They've reached their peak. They've got a shop in Newtown, and that's kind of their peak. Yeah. Your story and your location is very important.
Right. Okay. Marshall, I see your hand.
Yes, yes. So in all this, I just want our presenter, after doing a very wonderful job today, I just want to ask a question, more like an advice to the youth out there, or to the visionaries who wants to actually start a small creative business but are scared of keying into it. More like a word of advice and encouragement on how to, help them kickstart their businesses.
In the words of Nike, just do it. You know, where I stay, there's these young boys. So they started a brand called Scotty Uzi, and they started this brand while they were in high school. And right now, it's doing so well. They have got people all around the country wearing their brand, and it was started in a garage. All you have to do is just believe in yourself. Honestly, believe in your idea and just do it. It's okay to fail because failure also creates opportunity for bigger and better things. So just do it. You'll fail, but it will get better. I can't even think of the number of times I've started brands and I have failed. And, it keeps on getting better and better with every failure. Yeah, that's that. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone with the last question before we close? Actually, do we have a game today? Not today or tomorrow. Probably people are looking forward to watch the game. Thank you so much, Nkokheleng. That was a wonderful presentation, and I have learned a lot. I've learned a lot, and I hope to see you for more advices. So it's not going to be the end of us because lucky I'm in Joburg. So I'll keep on coming back and tapping back to you. So this is the end of our session, and thank you to everyone who has attended. I'll share the recordings on our PMA entrepreneurs movement group on WhatsApp as soon as they are available, and also to the ones who didn't manage to attend earlier. So we'll have the records available. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, is Peace Motion Alliance, and also on Facebook, Peace Motion Alliance as well. And we also have started a page on LinkedIn as well with the same name, Peace Motion Alliance. Thank you so much. Have a great night.
Thank you. Hope to see you
Thank
again.
you. Thank you. Asante. Inga ponga. Yeah.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Charles Akokome. Thank you, Priska. Thank you, Siko. Thank you, good boy. Thank you, Nkokheleng. Thank you all.
Thanks, guys. Good night.
Good
Good
night.
night, all.